When I tell you that everything was on the line during the 2019 NBA Finals, I mean everything was at stake. After years of disappointment, the Toronto Raptors went all in. They traded the face of their franchise for a superstar with just 1 year left on his contract. This was their one shot at winning it all, and if they did, they'd kill a dynasty. The Golden State Warriors, on the other hand, were on the cusp of a three-peat, and by doing so, they could cement themselves as one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. But with Kevin Durant in the final year of his contract, a loss in these finals could signal the end of the Warriors dynasty. Everything was on the line, and the stakes could either make you or break you. Entering the 2019 finals, the Golden State Warriors were making their fifth consecutive finals appearance, looking to win their fourth championship in 5 years. But just 5 years earlier, no one saw this coming. In 2015, the Warriors were the NBA's darlings, a young up-and-coming team that featured two of the best snipers in the league and an absolute force in the frontcourt. They shocked everyone by winning the NBA championship. Despite their success, many viewed them as a one-hit wonder, thinking they had simply lucked out with injuries and would never make it back. But that wasn't the case. A unanimous MVP, a 73-9 season, and another finals appearance proved that Golden State was legitimate. Then came the 2016 finals, a shocking collapse, but one that opened the door to a new possibility. 15 days later, Kevin Durant joined the Warriors, and they became what was arguably the greatest team in NBA history. They dominated, finishing the postseason with the greatest playoff run ever, a 16-1 record, and captured their second championship. They did it again the following year, back-to-back titles, officially becoming a dynasty. But this team wanted more. They were chasing immortality, with their eyes set on the three-peat. The 2019 season was a roller coaster for the Warriors. In a game against the Clippers just a month into the season, Durant and Draymond Green got into a heated exchange after Green failed to pass the ball to Durant late in the game. Green reportedly told Durant that the Warriors didn't need him, that they'd won without him, to which Durant reacted by mouthing the words, "That's why I'm out." This was a huge story. Durant was in the final year of his contract, and his looming free agency clearly weighed on him. The team's chemistry was in jeopardy, but despite it all, the Warriors still finished with a 57-win season and advanced to face the Houston Rockets in Round 2 of the playoffs. Then disaster struck. In the third quarter of Game 5, Durant suffered a right calf strain on a normal-looking jumper, forcing him out of the game for the remainder of the series. Suddenly, the Warriors looked beatable, but they still had Stephen Curry. Curry stepped up, embarrassing the Rockets to move on to the Western Conference Finals, where he went nuclear, averaging 36 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists to sweep the Portland Trail Blazers and keep the three-peat dream alive. Reports stated that Durant was hopeful to return for the finals, but his return was far from certain. The Warriors would need him, especially against a team that had been knocking on the door for years and might have just found the key to success. While the Warriors had their annual finals appearances, the Toronto Raptors had their own yearly tradition, great regular seasons that ended in playoff heartbreak. They consistently finished as one of the top seeds in the East, only to fall short in the playoffs, particularly at the hands of LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. In 2016, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but were eliminated in 6 games by the Cavs. In 2017, they had their rematch but were swept. By 2018, the Raptors had their best season in franchise history, finishing as the number 1 seed in the East. With Cleveland losing Kyrie Irving during the offseason, if the Raptors were ever going to beat the Cavs, this was their moment. But instead, they suffered another heart-wrenching loss, with LeBron putting the Raptors to sleep with a buzzer beater in Game 3 to go up 3-0. Once again, they were swept, and their reputation as chokers was solidified, largely due to one man. But then, in the 2018 offseason, luck swung in their favor. LeBron left for Los Angeles, and Toronto's championship window was suddenly wide open. The Raptors went all in, trading DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard, a move that was nothing short of a gamble. Leonard had injury concerns and hadn't played basketball for nearly an entire season. Plus, he had only 1 year left on his contract, and he wasn't particularly interested in playing in Toronto. The Raptors had one shot at this. Everything was on the line. The Kawhi era started well. Toronto finished with a 58-win season and was second in the East. Despite Leonard's load management, come playoff time, he was on fire. In round 2 against the Philadelphia 76ers, Leonard became the hero, hitting a game-winning buzzer beater in Game 7, scoring 41 points that night. The Raptors moved on to the Eastern Conference Finals to face the MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and the top-seeded Milwaukee Bucks. Down 2-0 in the series, Leonard took it upon himself to guard Giannis, and that changed everything. The Raptors won 4 straight games to clinch their first-ever NBA Finals appearance. They also had home court advantage. In Game 1 of the Finals, the Warriors were shorthanded, Durant was still not back, and it became clear that the Raptors were the better team. They jumped out to a 10-point lead in the first half, keeping their foot on the gas the entire game. Curry put up a valiant 34-point effort, but it was canceled out by Pascal Siakam's 32 points, and Toronto took the win. In Game 2, the Raptors came out strong again. Siakam threw down a monster lob dunk, and the crowd went crazy. But the Warriors responded in the second half, starting the third quarter with an 18-0 run. Despite the Warriors' takeover, Kawhi Leonard kept the Raptors close, scoring 12 points in the third, and they were only down by 8 heading into the fourth. That's when things took a turn for the worse for Golden State. Klay Thompson, after hitting a 3, landed awkwardly and suffered a hamstring injury, leaving the Warriors down 2 of their top 3 players. Despite the odds, the Warriors found themselves up 2 with 15 seconds left. If they made a basket, the game was theirs. If they missed, Toronto had a chance to take a 2-0 series lead. With everything on the line, the ball went to Andre Iguodala. He drained a clutch three-pointer, and the series was tied at 1-1. In Game 3, Thompson was out, and Durant was still sidelined, leaving the Warriors in a tough spot. But Curry put the team on his back, scoring 47 points, one of the greatest finals performances ever. Yet, even that wasn't enough, as Kawhi and Fred VanVleet helped secure a 2-1 lead for Toronto. Game 4 saw the return of Thompson, but it was Leonard's time to shine once again. He dropped 36 points and grabbed 12 rebounds, putting the Raptors up 3-1 in the series. The Warriors were on the ropes, but Durant was finally ready to return in Game 5. Durant exploded with 11 points in the first quarter, bringing new life to Golden State's hopes of a comeback. But just 11 minutes into his return, Durant tore his Achilles, shattering the Warriors' hopes of a 3-1 comeback. Still, Golden State managed to keep the game close, and with just minutes left, the Raptors found themselves down by 1. With 10 seconds left, Lowry got a good look in the corner, but the Warriors' defense held strong, and Golden State managed to force Game 6. Game 6 was a breaking point. Would the Raptors falter once again, or would the Warriors manage to complete a miraculous comeback without KD and Thompson? The game started off with a bang as Lowry caught fire early, scoring 11 points in the first quarter. But the Warriors, with their backs against the wall, were determined to fight. Klay Thompson had 30 points by the third quarter, but fate dealt another blow. Thompson tore his ACL while going up for a layup. Despite that, he bravely made both his free throws and hobbled off the court. The Warriors hung on, and with less than 10 seconds left, they had a chance to win it all. The ball found Curry, but he missed the game-winning 3. The Raptors had won their first-ever NBA championship, and Toronto was officially crowned the 2019 NBA champions. The end of the Dynasty and the birth of a new one. What an incredible, unforgettable season. And if you enjoyed that journey through basketball history, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching.